Hi everyone. Thank you, Matthias, for your presentation, for presenting us. My name is Giulia Faraone. I'm an instructional designer junior, and I'm here with Vincenzo, a super skilled developer. We represent the Italian company OC Group, and we are here to bring our contribute in our ILIAS community. Last year, as Matthias also said, we focused on ILIAS accessible interface compliant to WCAG standards. And today we would like to continue following that path, keeping our focus on UI UX improvement and put them at the center of our speech. This is how we would like to contribute. I would like to start with a simple image. This is not just a blank page, it's an ILIAS blank page. You look at it, you are starting to build something, maybe you have an idea, you would like to insert some content. Maybe you would like to create a course, a content page, and something like that. Or maybe you don't have an idea, or maybe it's also the first time you use ILIAS, in particular the ILIAS page editor. And you find yourself in a creative space, but starting using the ILIAS page editor, maybe you find some difficulties. Layouts need to be resized, so you have to insert proportions, as well as for images and videos. And even a simple adjustment takes much more time than expected. This is something we thought about, and we would like to we developed a plugin called Authoring Pro that extends the functionalities of this existing ILIAS page editor. And our goal is very clear, and we would like to let editors and authors of content to focus on the content, not only on the technical part, on the layout part, putting UI UX priorities at first. So this is our agenda. I introduced you the team, from an idea to a result, an outcome. We will now talk about the plugin Authoring Pro. Then we will see the setup of a demo we develop and how me and Vincenzo will work. After that, we will see the demo live. To conclude, towards the end of the presentation, we will make a reflection about ILIAS in a broader digital ecosystem, and see also ILIAS as a possible CMS, and the conclusions. Authoring Pro is a plugin that simplifies the creation of professional content, and it transforms ILIAS into a powerful and intuitive tool for building structured, visually consistent, accessible, and fully responsive learning pages. So we think that it's a solution to most common editorial challenges because it simplifies page design, it helps maintain consistency and consistent layouts, and ensures optimal display and usability on any device. In particular, one of the most immediate improvements concern in-page media resizing. That is, editors can resize, thanks to interactive resizers, media and videos directly in the page of ILIAS. Then another feature is the advanced column layout management. So as well as for videos and media and images, we have the resize. Then responsive preview modes. ILIAS supports responsiveness, but there's no preview modes. In fact, editors always have to shift from, for example, a desktop to a tablet to a smartphone, and so we integrated a preview of these devices. Then another functionality are the reusable content templates. So we talk about complex layouts, for example, title plus icon plus a space for media. And the fact that you can configure it only once, and then you use from the editor, you use the drag and drop and you insert it in the page. So it definitely makes work easier for editors. And as I said, drag and drop section templates. So sections can be moved in the page of ILIAS thanks to drag and drop. Now I hand over. So now we talk about how we organized our demo and how we divided our work. So Vincenzo will be the administrator and the designer behind the scenes. So he has prepared the structures, defined the layouts, and created the reusable blocks. On the other hand, me as an editor, I have to insert the blocks. I will create the final content, and most important, I focus on the message. So not the technical part, but I assume a user-centered approach because my contents will be clear, readable, and capable of guiding the user in a learning module. So, okay. Now I hand over to my colleague Vincenzo. We will enter into the ILIAS platform and we will see how Authoring Pro functionalities are.
Okay. Thank you, Giulia. So now we'll see a little demo of this new plugin. The first thing that we thought about simplifying the user experience inside the editor was to remove all the menus that were not supposed to be there. We always have these many menu buttons that the editor doesn't use while he's editing. And we replace them with something that is more useful. Let's see, to open a learning module. Okay, now if I go inside the editor mode of this page, I can see now I only have originally the tools for the editor and the chapters of this module. Then I have 3 more buttons to show the user what he could drop on the page to insert more elements, like the ILIAS sections that you already know, and also the custom ones. I can also insert texts like headlines or other types of text. And then I have some custom-like sections that we'll see very soon. Then we have the layout, because we thought which are the main components that the user want to insert into a page. And so we decided to have a basic menu, a layout menu, and a multimedia menu. In the layout, we have the columns that page editor uses, and tables, and also custom ones that we'll see. Anything that is here, I can drag and drop inside the pages, and the plugin will insert it. So I have a column right here. Then in the multimedia, for now it's just images and video and a file list. For the basic sections, I can put anything I want. For example, there is a simple panel if I want to show something big inside the page. And last thing in this interface is a kind of preview of the page. So that now I'm on the desktop view, but I can switch to a tablet view. So it reduces the size, and also mobile. So I have these three type of working modes directly inside the editor. Then, and so in this way, I can very easily insert elements inside the pages. But what about there is multiple of sections, many sections that are nested together to create a more complex element. Or the other way, I have multi-purpose structure, a big table or a pre-built structure to just insert data in, and I want to use this template many times. And this is what custom elements are for. Then, so I will show you right now how they work. I have to go to the plugin settings. Right? Here I have, just for this demonstration, a little table of elements, of sections that I prepared. And these are, some of them are composed structures of simple basic elements. Other are a full page template. This works using the most common element inside the ILIAS that represent a thing that is repeated in many pages, and that is the multimedia snippet. And so we use that as a reference. And so if I want to create a new custom block, I just have to give it a title, choose one of the three categories, and then choose which is the snippet that I want to use as a template. And this is what we have done. And so if I go inside this media pool of demonstration, we have prepared some of the elements. For example, this one. It's a snippet of a template that contains a column layout, a section to have a background image, then the image itself as a template. On the right side, we have some sections with a simple border. So I think this as an element that I want to build for a website, for example, like, or I can have a composed structure, like an incident report or a project report, for example. And so I have this snippet with many tables that the user wants to just put text into it and not to every time redo the same work of using this template. And so if I want to use these templates, I just have to make a new page, for example, test. Okay. And from this page, I have all the components that I've chosen. For example, I have the bubble template that I shown before. It's a variant of that one. And so in a single drag and drop, I already have all the elements just to be edited by the user. Or if I want to insert a more complex structure, like the incident report or the project report, in the same way, I just drag and drop, and I already have here all the elements that I can just edit. And I think this is the end of my demonstration.
So, thank you, Vincenzo, for your demonstration. Doing a short recap, we see that Outrim Pro doesn't alter the ILIAS philosophy of the page editor. It simply unlocks its potential. And we arrived to 3 key points. Time savings, because we see that the same steps are reduced clicks. We also see visual control because we can, thanks to, for example, the responsive preview, see how it will appear on different devices. And reusability, thanks to the complex templates that can be, thanks to drag and drop, inserted in the pages. So we are arriving towards the end. Now I would like to reflect on the role of ILIAS in a broader digital ecosystem. More and more organizations are not only just creating like effective learning modules or training courses, but they are building digital structured ecosystems. That includes, for example, training, documentation, onboarding, knowledge sharing. And so the challenge is that complexity of this ecosystem is increasing, but there are also some risks, for example, fragmented tools and platforms. And so we think that the core theme should be European digital sovereignty, and so a valid alternative and model that is aligned with the principle of European digital sovereignty is open source and ILIAS, because you can control data, you see where it is, you also see who manages your content, and also you see the evolution over time of your platform. In fact, closed platforms are risks for reduced transparency and also reduced transparency. So we think that open source and ILIAS has solid and strong role because you can access the code and you avoid lock-in, and most importantly you are in control of everything. And we think that ILIAS represents a solid foundation for sustainable, future-proof digital environments. And we would like to also make a reflection on the role of ILIAS as a CMS. So in this context of digital European sovereignty, ILIAS integrates content activities, tools into a single coherent ecosystem. And we see some CMS-like features in ILIAS, for example, the editor for creating pages, layouts, sections, reusable, versionable object stores in the repository, and weekend blocks that are functions for communication and collaboration. So we think about ILIAS as a CLMS, so a single environment that manages content, users, roles, workflow, and governance. The concept we would like also to live and maybe also see what your thoughts are is ILIAS becomes a knowledge governance infrastructure. We see an alignment with European strategies on interoperability, transparency, and reduction of technological dependencies. This is not only theoretical, because in OC Group we can talk about a case study, the Horizon Europe Diameter. It's a project dedicated to additive manufacturing and the transition toward a sustainable circular production model. The project is coordinated by Sabancı University in Istanbul, and it's a consortium of 16 partners from Europe, Turkey, and Australia. And the needs required were technical training, collaboration, communication and dissemination, and visibility of results. To respond to these needs, we developed Didemia. It's site, an ecosystem based on ILIAS. So we see that it's a platform, and with also another plugin we developed, SEO, we enable search engine visibility for public project content, staying fully within the ILIAS ecosystem. So it's a boost of the project visibility. On one hand, LMS, because ILIAS repository as the core structure, and here there are also training paths for the engineers and the professionals of the project. And on the other hand, we talk about ILIAS CMS because it's a communication and dissemination hub. We used the CMS features, for example, forums, chat rooms, and wikis to facilitate the communication among participants, and also the indexable content through the SEO plugin. Okay, so to conclusion, we think that Authoring Pro simplifies authoring because we see less technical complexity and more focus on content. Is a development UI UX oriented, in particular to authors and editors, and ensure consistency and quality thanks to reusable block and predefined layouts, and make ILIAS an experience closer to a CMS because in our opinion, this what we show you is also a reflection on the push to the CMS, so an integrating ecosystem, so LMS and CMS.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your attention.